Hi, this is Miguel Murphy, and I'm here with
Joshua Arjona.
and we're here at Taco Wednesdays.
Taco
And
Wednesday.
we're going to get into the history. How did it evolve? And, what inspired it?
Well, definitely hungry guys. College students. Wondering where they can get something affordable to eat, and the idea came up Taco Bell. I'm a North Miami guy, so I said, hey, why not 125th and Northeast 6th? And they were like, no, there's one closer. So, 49th Street. So it was closer. We came over, and it's just the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. So, in terms of, what happens before, and I know it's been going on for about a year, but what happens traditionally before taco nights?
Study night, actually. So our study nights start at 6 p.m. and they go till about 9 o'clock. So naturally, if you're studying, from 6 to 9, then you're going to be hungry after that. So, it worked out really well. It's close by the school, so we made our way over, packed everybody up in everybody's vehicles and came on over.
And it's been a tradition since then. So we're here. We're at Taco Bell, and what typically is on your menu?
I am a frugal gentleman when it comes to eating during the week, and for me it's the cravings deal. Whatever the $5 cravings deal is, I'm there. It just happened that tonight the cravings deal consisted of nacho fries, 5-layer burrito, and a Doritos Locos taco, and a beverage. So
nice. I typically get the veggie bowl. No guac, no sour cream. It's rice with beans and some veggies, tomatoes, and I like the nacho fries as well. So but what the fabulous thing is about taco night is the conversation,
right?
The safe space, concept,
definitely.
the ability to unwind,
right?
After either a long day of classes or work for us, and studying in itself, that intellectual gain, that period, and then the unity.
Right. It offers us, it gives both the advisor and the students that next level of camaraderie, so to speak. It gives the students an opportunity to, sit with the advisor outside of the four walls, so to speak, of Miami-Dade, and they get to hang loose. We're sitting there, we're sharing a meal, and through sharing a meal, we're getting to know one another in ways that you wouldn't necessarily get to know anyone, on the actual organizational or club setting.
So that reminds me of the old saying, right? A family that eats together
stays together.
And,
definitely.
That's one of the gems of the evening, and particularly the fact that it falls in the middle of the week.
Right.
You sort of get to have that conversation about, did the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday get off to the start that you anticipated?
Right.
A good point for recalibration.
Definitely reflection, making sure that if you
if
you didn't get everything done correctly in the last 2 days, you got sort of 2 more days to get it done.
Or if you're not ready for that Friday, meeting,
you can get it.
Then you can get those ideas. If you had any sort of challenges, to get those, get solutions for that. But let's fast forward, into what's to come. Right. I know that on September 12th, midday, right in front of the Science Complex, Lake Road, we're going to be having Club Rush.
Awesome.
Can you share what Club Rush means to your group, and is there a healthy amount of members that you wish to recruit that will make your group, achieve its goals?
Yeah, definitely. Club Rush is an opportunity for us to showcase the culture that is Minorities of the Future. We wear our all black uniform, black shirt, black tie, black pants, black belt, black socks, black shoes, and then it also gives us an opportunity to showcase our unity and brotherhood. And naturally the students are going to ask, how did that group, how are they so tightly knit? And it's because of opportunities like Taco Wednesday. We get to hang out with one another and get to know each other better. So it would be wonderful in terms of recruitment to answer that question if we could get 100 applications. We get 100 applications, divide that by 2 and we get at least 50, members, which would be a great start for the fall term.
Nice. So Club Rush has been going on for as long as I have been involved. As an advisor in clubs and organizations on campus. What is your most memorable, Club Rush?
Club Rush. Actually, our Club Rush 2 years ago was our most memorable because we introduced the coming on stage and representing your our organization as a unit. We kind of got in trouble because we took 5 or 6 guys on stage and we represented to all of the clubs at Club Rush, the brotherhood and the unity that is Minorities of the Future. And I think the word after that was we don't have, everybody didn't have as many members to come on stage and to represent their club as the way we did. So it kind of, they were like, hey, don't do that. But it was memorable for me because for an advisor to actually be, looking up at the stage and seeing all the brothers together and they're representing a common goal. It was awesome.
So let's fast forward even more because we're gonna have Club Rush. We're gonna think positively and we're gonna get those 100 members.
Definitely.
But let's fast forward to the spring term, end of year, celebration, or let's probably say the Student Life Banquet.
Right.
Where clubs and organizations get acknowledged for their contributions on campus. What is that typically like for any group in itself?
It is an opportunity to accept the praise that the campus has for students who become a part of an organization. Our campus leadership is very, very serious about student leaders, and they put all their expenses. They pay for a great evening, dining and entertainment and music and all these things for the students. So it's something that I think every club and organization should experience.
What's your most memorable, student life banquet in itself? I know for me, early on in those years, Tropical Beat, experienced sort of a, consecutive organization of the year. I also remember being advisor of the year for a number of years. What is your memorable experience or achievement with your group?
Actually having a group show up at the banquet, we have been struggling little by little to get the young men to accept the gifts that the college gives to them. So for me, the most memorable was actually having a full e-board actually come and partake of the banquet and the festivities, and really, hear them say, I'm glad that you invited me to this, or I'm glad that you suggested that we come to this, and they got an opportunity to see that the actual, the school is actually, interested in student life, and the leadership is actually interested in the work that the student leaders do.
So I know we can go on and on, but I do want to end this brief conversation on a note of, how do we get colleagues who are eligible to be mentors to clubs and organizations, to be mentors. And what is the benefit in itself, to operate in the mode of above and beyond? Because as a club advisor, it's beyond your daily responsibility in the space that you function in, right?
Definitely.
And so it brings sort of that balance of, you have your home, right, which is your department, or exactly your department, and then you have your club, which is sort of the outside of the department aspect. So you bring those two together. And how do we motivate others to take on that challenge as you
right I would propose a challenge. I would say, I challenge my colleagues to push just a little bit further, push yourself to give just a little bit more to the students, and just watch how they enrich your life, and they give you that the intangible gratitude, because we can say, somebody shows me gratitude by paying me, or somebody shows me gratitude by giving me something, but when all of those things wither away and you don't have those anymore, what do you have? And for me, I say the memories that we've created, mentoring the students and going different places and going on trips and doing things like that, that's where I would say, that's the I guess the secret ingredient.
And just to end, we've been talking about it for some time in terms of the separation factor, that we get to know our students, we develop these bonds, and they graduate. And truth be told, they need to graduate, and they do graduate.
Yes.
But they move on to their institution of choice to pursue their bachelor's degree for many of them. What is your take on that as we wrap up this conversation?
Well, for me, it's bittersweet. Bitter because we've gotten attached, or I've gotten attached to them, and getting used to seeing them, and they're so good at showing up and making things happen. You kind of sort of get attached to that. But then sweet because they're moving on, they're moving to another phase of their life. They're they're beginning the next chapter of their lives. So that's kind of the best gift that can be offered.
Awesome. So it's a real tough conversation to have. When you have so many genuine relationships, strong leaders that have been built, and then they move on. And many of you are watching, and usually we don't admit.
Right. Gotta keep the straight face.
Yeah, like it's nothing, but it internally, you're like, yeah. But for me, what I do, just to share my secret, is when I know that time is approaching, I do as much as I can to maximize those, last moments where the interaction is as heavy as it can be. And then once that separation occurs, then I can say that in my heart that I did all that I could in the time that I had.
Yeah, you maxed it out, definitely.
Yeah. So, folks, this is a Taco Night conversation. Again, we're going to continue to have them. This is Miguel Murphy with
Joshua Arjona.
And I'll give my email, mmurphy3@mdc.edu. How do we get to you, Josh?
jarjona1@mdc.edu.
All right, and we look forward to continuing the conversation. And if there's any one of you who want to share your experience, Josh and myself, we're ready to, capture, those experiences, particularly those that you've shared on campus that will have an impact or benefit one who is beginning their journey, or one who is maybe having a difficult time getting to the finish line, or getting connected to those resources. So we do want you to reach out to us, either me or Josh.
Definitely.
And we'll find a space and make it happen.
Definitely.
All right? Till next time.